bam, 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 bam.
That's your idea for an intro?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Now to a question that still has no clear answer. How did two 20-something young men land a $300 million Pentagon contract?
I have a big idea.
They call guys like us war dogs, bottom feeders who make money off of war without ever stepping foot on the battlefield.
Show you about my culture.
It was meant to be derogatory, but we kind of liked it.
We don't play fair.
Sorry,
Excuse
kind of
me.
an emergency.
Sorry. Don't worry, I have to go first. I'm American.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Initial Reaction. My name is Philip,
I'm Charles.
and we're talking War Dogs this week. New movie from Todd Phillips that stars Jonah Hill and Miles Teller. And it is based on a true story, one of those crazy true stories that is too crazy to believe.
Right.
But it actually happened, and I don't know. What'd you think? Initial reaction?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot in it.
I was really looking forward to this one, and so, you know, I always try to kind of stay even with expectations and not get too excited. But I really love Todd Phillips' directing style. Like, I know people didn't like The Hangover as a trilogy, but I always enjoyed like those characters enough to hang out with them. But I always enjoyed his visual style and just his kind of mentality when it comes to making movies. And this story was kind of perfect for that.
Right.
Had a little bit of like a Pain and Gain feel to it.
Yeah, it did. The characters, I love these two actors. They always surprise, no matter what. I'm not gonna say no matter what they do, because there are some Fantastic Fours out there, and but they're enjoyable to watch no matter what.
Right. Yeah. They definitely always bring something to the table.
A lot.
It's really enjoyable.
Much like a waiter. I'm gonna say that one. Anyway, so they brought a lot, and they kept it on screen the whole time. They kept the energy there. It lulled a little bit in the middle, but to me.
Yeah.
But from end to end, usually, I mean, for me, this movie was
Yeah, it was
pretty good.
Yeah, and it was kind of one of those ones where it was, I guess, how would you say it? Like, I was kind of unsure of where it was going to go, I guess, and so it was like, oh, what's going to happen? I was afraid it might fall into like some, you know, standard stuff we've seen before, but it paced its momentum really well, and it just kept getting like, it kept upping the stakes to the point I was like, oh, it's getting even crazier a little bit, which I was happy with, because it was, you know, kind of unexpected. But
it makes you it always with these based on a true story movies, it makes you wonder about the actual story.
Yeah.
And it keeps you thinking like the whole time, oh man, did they really go through this? And I don't mind, like, I love having that mystery to it. Like,
yeah,
you know, I'm not gonna run out and discover if they, you know, read about it and be like, oh, what parts were real, what parts were not.
Right.
It can be like, oh, they didn't really go to Iraq, or something
cigarettes
like that.
really got them
You know,
through.
yeah, and so, but I like the idea that this really happened. It does keep a mystery and like a sparkle to the movie, like when you're watching it.
Yeah, no, this was saying, like, it's so crazy that if it weren't true, I would question the credibility of a lot of the stuff that happened.
Right.
But that it is true, it just lends the whole project this kind of like, this is insane. But the insight that it kind of provides with how war is this economy, and you know, rather than the breakdown they do at the beginning is just crazy and really insightful and interesting, and it just sets up this whole crazy premise.
What was the movie with Nicolas Cage? Lord of War?
Yeah,
it reminded me of that a little bit.
It does have that,
because I think the intro of that movie was just following one bullet, or how it traveled from manufacturing to like shooting someone at the end.
I do remember that.
And so that was my first experience with that world and that way of this is a business, like you said, it's an economy, or like they say in the movie.
Right.
And so I liked each section was introed with a one sentence phrase that they may or may not say in there, but it kind of summed up the section of the movie.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
I did too.
I thought that was refreshing.
It was very cool. It helped like define the structure of the movie and like just made it, I don't know, it helped with the pacing. It felt like it was like, okay, and it is a Todd Phillips movie, and he did The Hangovers and Old School and Starsky and Hutch and Due Date, but this isn't like a laugh out loud haha comedy. You're not going to be like quoting it you know, like you would
You're probably
The Hangover or something
Right.
like that. But
you quote the trailer probably more than you would quote the
yeah, definitely. They put the most quotable lines in the trailer for sure. And it is,
Yeah.
but it's still funny. Like the humor comes from Hill's performance and Teller and their friendship together.
Right.
It's more about, you know, their dynamic and just
Right.
that they're funny kind of dudes. And that
And Jonah
comes out of that.
Jonah Hill's character was frustrating. Like I felt the frustration. Like I felt like just like, oh my gosh, this guy.
Yeah.
You don't even know who he is as a person. Like that's one of the main themes. in
Yeah.
there. And then of course Miles Teller's frustration with him came through really well there. I was like,
Yeah.
Get,
and even.
get mad, Miles, and like so those performances. I was like, whenever you're feeling an emotion with them, as long as you're not frustrated at the movie for being a certain way, you're actually getting frustrated.
Right.
With,
Yeah.
like the character, like they're making you feel something, no matter whether it's frustration or what. You know what I mean? I always feel like that's a good, you know.
indicator of how well they're
Yes.
conveying what they need to convey. Yeah, it was really strong performance, really strong chemistry between them two. Even the chemistry between Miles Teller and his girlfriend, like that felt like it had some substance to it. It wasn't just like a necessary subplot to get him into the game of, you know, being this gun runner and everything. It was,
Right.
you know, it actually had some weight to it. But no, it's really interesting movie. It's like a war drama with bits of comedy more than just a flat out comedy,
Right.
but it's really interesting, really enjoyable. I don't know, I really enjoyed it, like way more than I expected to.
Enjoyed it. How much out of 5 stars?
Out of 5 stars, it's a solid 4-star for me. Like
Yeah.
it's a solid. It's not exceptional, but it's really good, and I enjoyed it. What about you?
4. I was gonna go 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
And
it's
so-
it's just a solid.
But yeah, it's
Solid action
not
drama.
Perfect, but you scale it back a little bit, fix a few things there in the middle with pacing, and it would have been a 5. But yeah, it's a solid 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Go enjoy it. Go learn something maybe.
Yeah, very interesting, very fun. But yeah, definitely check it out on the big screen this weekend, and check out our show, Initial Reaction Reviews, on YouTube. Subscribe. You can read my written reviews at reviewsfromabed.com. But thanks for checking us out. We'll see you next week. We have a new review every week. Bye.
Bam.
You drove these through the Triangle of Death.
The Triangle of Death, bro?
We drive through all triangles, including your mom's.